This is not CGI, it is a real hoverbike, like in Star Wars. It was developed by the startup Volanaut under the guidance of the developer of the Jetson 1 flying machine. It weighs only 30 kilograms, which is about 7 times lighter than a standard motorcycle, thanks to its carbon fiber body and 3D printed components. The maximum claimed speed is about 102 kilometers per hour to comply with the FAA ultralight classification. There are also estimates of up to 200 kilometers per hour, which have been mentioned in the news and discussions. Currently, this air bike can only stay in the air for up to 10 minutes, and refueling takes less than 1 minute. It is controlled by tilting and body position, and is supported by a stabilization system. In the US, it falls under the ultralight category, which may allow operation without a pilot's license for the commercial version, with speeds up to 63 miles per hour. The announced estimated cost is approximately $880,000. The commercial version will be limited to 63 miles per hour. The consumer version may be available by 2026. Subscribe if you would like one. A SpaceX rocket exploded again during a test, but this time it was majestic and painful at the same time.
Probably. I mean, even the other day when they... Whoa!
Whoa! What? That's not good.
No!
Oh my god. It appears there has been a
Ship
rogue.
36 just blew up.
This video may shock you, because what he did to his body is beyond comprehension. This man literally removed his nose, ears, upper lip, and 2 fingers. Not because of an illness, not because of an accident. He did it on his own, voluntarily, to stop being human. Antonio is a former security guard from France. In 2017, he started the Black Alien Project, an extreme body transformation that aims to completely change his appearance and transform into an alien life form. He covered his entire body with tattoos, including his eyes. He cut off his ears, nose, lips, split his tongue, removed 2 fingers, and implanted implants in his skull and face. But what's next is even tougher. His immediate plans include removing the other half of his fingers, amputating his legs below the knee, completely reshaping his skull, and even surgically modifying his spine. Society fears him. It is almost impossible for him to work with this appearance. Relationships are almost impossible. He admits that loneliness has become part of his life, but says one thing: I finally feel alive. I look the way I've always felt inside. How long can a train be? 500 meters? A kilometer? What if I said 7 kilometers? In 2001, in Australia, BHP built the longest train in history. It was carrying iron ore from the Newman mine to the port of Headland. The train consisted of 682 cars and 8 locomotives, distributed along its length. The total length was 7.35 kilometers. That's like 70 soccer pitches. It weighed almost 100,000 tons. To control it, radio communication between the locomotives was used. When it passed one point, it took more than 10 minutes. This helicopter is cheaper than your car, and it doesn't even require a pilot's license. It weighs only 135 pounds. You can keep it in a regular garage and launch it from your backyard. This is the FXE Mosquito, an ultralight helicopter that you can build yourself, like a construction kit. Maximum speed, 140 kilometers per hour. Range, up to 180 kilometers. Material, carbon fiber. The engine is like a motorcycle, 2-stroke. It flies for almost 2 hours on one tank. It's easier to drive than you think. It consumes only 20 liters per hour, and a 28-liter tank gives up to 2 hours of flight time. Cheaper than driving in traffic. Some models don't require a license, and the cost starts at $30,000. Yeah, about the same as a used crossover, except this one flies. This is your personal transportation, which does not stand in traffic jams, is not afraid of off-roading, and flies where cars cannot reach. Why did these teenagers build a full-size model of a tank? This model is capable of being propelled by 2 human engines, and they built it for a fully immersive game of World of Tanks, a group of Chinese fans. Inside are installed controllers designed by them to simulate the conditions in real tanks. Controlling the tank in the game in this simulator requires 2 players, one of whom controls the movement of the tank, and the other is responsible for charging, pointing, and firing the cannon. Subscribe if you would also play on such a controller. This Japanese racing club was so fast that even the police couldn't catch them, until one tragic accident put an end to it all. In 1985, a group of elite racers from Tokyo created the legendary Midnight Club. To get into it, your car had to accelerate over 260 kilometers per hour, and you had to race for a year to prove yourself worthy. But there was one clear and strict commandment: agreement never to endanger ordinary people. If you drove recklessly, you were immediately expelled. For almost 15 years, these phantoms of the night turned off their headlights and accelerated to 290 kilometers per hour on the Wangan Highway in Tokyo. No one could catch up with them. They were never caught. Their names were classified, they used code names, and the cars were GTR, Supra, and Porsche. They were unmarked with only a small Midnight Club sticker. All races were organized through coded newspaper ads. Only club members understood the time and place. The police were powerless. Other racers feared them. They were a legend, but in 1999, everything changed. During another race, bikers appeared on the track. They interfered with the race and drove the competitors into a dense stream. 2 bikers died and 6 were injured. That same night, the Midnight Club was disbanded. It became a myth, became a legend, and remained in history as the most mysterious and fastest street club in Japan. Want more interesting stories? Like and subscribe. Why do strategic bomber pilots wear these strange glasses? The answer will shock you. These goggles can darken in 150 microseconds. That's 2,000 times faster than you can blink. But why such a speed? The fact is that there is a threat that can blind a pilot forever. A nuclear explosion emits light millions of times brighter than the sun. Ordinary sunglasses are powerless here. The pilot has only a split second. That's why PLZT glasses were invented during the Cold War. They use ceramic crystals that react instantly to an electrical signal. When the sensor detects a flash, the glasses turn completely black faster than the light reaches the pilot's eyes. It's like having superhuman reflexes. Subscribe if you are impressed by this technology. Why did this man feed her only dog food for 30 days? The results of this experiment shocked everyone. It all started when the co-owner of a pet food company, Mitch Felderhoff, wanted to prove that his pet food was healthy. He believed in the rule, don't give your dog something you wouldn't eat yourself. Mitch started eating only his own food for a month. Since the food contained protein, fiber, and healthy fats, he didn't expect any problems. However, after 30 days, the results of the test stunned his doctor. Mitch had lost over 13 pounds, and his blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol had dropped significantly. In an interview, his doctor said that not all of her patients who are prescribed cholesterol-lowering medications have such results. Inspired by the effect, Mitch continued to eat a dog's diet. Although he no longer eats only dog food, he still has 1 meal a day that is high in protein and low in fat.
Even Batman and Mad Max would be jealous of this motorcycle. The Monster Chopper is an outrageous and unique project by the Grind Hard Plumbing Company, known for their daring mechanical builds. This massive motorcycle is powered by a KTM 1190 Adventure V-twin engine, producing around 150 horsepower, and features enormous 46-inch monster truck tires. It blends the aesthetics of a motorcycle with the imposing scale of a monster truck, creating a visually stunning hybrid vehicle. The Chopper's most innovative feature is its hydraulic steering system, designed to handle the challenges of its gigantic front wheel. The team encountered initial difficulties with steering response, but after refining the hydraulics, the bike became somewhat more controllable. Although it's still in development, the bike has already undergone test ride, showing off its impressive size and suspension, but also crashing into a fence due to steering challenges. Despite this, the team remains determined to perfect the build. The Monster Chopper is part of Grind Hard's broader portfolio of eccentric projects, including a Barbie car with a Honda engine and the world's fastest snow bike. Subscribe for more.